live. Welcome, Cindy.
Oh, hi, David. It's so nice to see you.
You too. It's been probably a few years since we've gone live together, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I'm sure there's a lot to catch up on. Um, where to start? How about for those that don't know you, a little bit about your journey and what you're up to these days?
Well, everything took off when I got my reading that was a gift at a retreat. And I fully embraced the Akashic Records. I embarked on a solo road trip in 21 in my RV, and that led me to really strengthen my intuition and trust in the power of words because, where I landed, I said, I want to go there someday. And I was wowed by how everything is orchestrated in life, that when you truly let go and you live the life of your dreams, because letting go is part of it, then you see how it all unfolds. And part of that unfolding is now with giving readings, how people that have crossed over, how they want to connect with you and the evidence that they give you and how that is all shifting and wowing me daily.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love to be wowed. And so this trip that you went on with the RV, I remember that. And I think your RV broke down once, didn't it? Yeah. But the adventures that you went on was pretty fun. And so the place that you said, I want to go back and see it, is that where you are right now?
No. So it was a Harvest Host, and it was a Serenity Gardens, and it was in a housekeeping magazine that I saw, and I said, I want to go there someday. And my dually tires were not getting air. I was running late. There was a time change, and I do not drive when it's dark in my RV. So I didn't want to go there, but I ended up going there because it was the way it was all orchestrated. So I get there and it was dark. The husband hooked me up. I go to places with husbands and wives because I'm solo. And he said, my wife gives tour in the morning and she can give you some samples, goat milk and things like that. And I said, okay, great. So it's 10 o'clock. Okay. I said, yeah, fine. So she texted me, walked me around. There was a lot of goats and they were waddling. They were pregnant. It was adorable. And she took me, she named them all Jezebel and Clara. And then she took me to this like laboratory and little troughs where the goats would go up, hook them on, and they would eat from a basket and she would milk them. And then she took me to another part where she made the bars of soap and with the essential oils, and it smelled heavenly. So the magazine was open, and I said, holy shit. I said, I want to go there someday. I recognized her, and this was like 20 years ago.
Right.
So the power of your speech, your intention, the way you live your life, when you open your eyes and your heart and your soul, you truly see the magical unfolding.
Yeah. And when you say letting go and how that's important, like what are you letting go of, and what kind of advice would you give to people of things that you let go that might help them let go so they can come into this dream?
Yeah. Let go of fear. Let go of the location. It was a marital home I lived in for 33 years. 33 years is also a magical number. I needed to let go of that. I needed to let go of all my stuff. And I wish I would have let go more. Looking back, I had the RV with the bells and whistles, the fireplace, and I loved all that. But if I would have had that sleek travel van that was $50,000 more, that was easily to maneuver, I probably would. I don't know what would happen, but I probably would still have it because I want to travel more. I wasn't called to go out west, but it was more elegant and grace in there. And this was kind of a big monster thing. And, I'm a bit of a badass. I only had a truck bike on the back. I drove over bridges to get groceries when I didn't want to unhook my RV.
Well, now they got these Tesla things for like 20 grand coming out. So maybe it was all perfect timing. You might fall in love with
Yes.
the Tesla motorhomes, They look like they're like a bus that's like from the future.
I haven't even seen those yet. So I'm
Yeah,
not on social media. I don't even have a TV, but I'm
yeah.
kind of living.
Elon's making robots to do all the work for you. He's making which is questionably not good, but maybe it is, like, for especially for people who can't do the things, if they're not like able to like move around, if they have disabilities, that's going to be great for that. But he's made these houses that you can get, like, I think it's like 300 bachelor square foot, but 9 grand, and you can put it on any piece of property. Then he's got like at least luxury ones that I think are like maybe like 12 grand or something, that like are like a bungalow or something. And then he's coming out with these motor homes that are like 20 grand, full luxury, run on power. That I would be surprised if they're not solar powered, but they might be. You might have to like charge them up, like plug them in and stuff. So I think things are going to become a lot easier, for humanity, and more abundance is going to come through. But I still believe in that whole shifting moment and stuff. So it's cool that you went on all these journeys, and it seems like you're living this magical life these days. And I think the one of the cool things, maybe a lot of people who are listening that could really go with a good cleanse and parasitic cleanse, and is to talk about this purium that you're involved with, because it seems like there's a lot of people who are magnetizing to you for that. Can you share to the people watching what purium is? And
Yes, Purium. So let me say that after I was done in the RV, I landed here in the Villages of Florida, where that's a magical life. I get to play pickle in the morning, yoga in the afternoon. There's 3,500 activities, and also ballroom dancing is a passion of mine. So I get to do that in the evening. But that's all part of this magical flow. Purium, I was invited on a retreat, and it was body electronics, where I learned about how, if you have, a shoulder issue on the right side, a masculine figure and all that. So that is another part of my healing. But to go on this retreat, I was asked to go on this cleanse, and that changed everything. I've learned so much. The parasites are everywhere, in your gut, your brain, and even if you eat clean, they're still there. Sugar is what they get addicted to, and why you crave sugar is because they want it more. So what I learned today just on a meeting was that Purium helps with addictions. So whether it be smoking or alcohol or sugar, even a nervous tension in your body, that helps to purify that as well. And, doing all the activities that I do, I am turning 65 in a few weeks, and I actually feel like I've aged backwards. I can do all these activities. I call it triple header, where it's pickle, yoga, and dancing. I don't do that every day, but I love a good challenge. So it removed all the arthriticness in my joints. Like, yeah, I can do quantum healing and I can shift anything, but I haven't had to use it because the Purium has just cleansed it all away. I lost 15 pounds, my hair, my skin, everything, because I don't use any sugar. I actually make my own toothpaste. It's it's a bentonite clay with peroxide and baking soda. I make my own skin products because I've cleansed everything. I don't want to put any toxins in me. I use a lot of essential oils. I make my own lotions and soaps, and I'm just very
for your
healthy.
for yourself, or are you selling
I
anything?
don't
Or
sell it. Yeah, that
yeah,
is too
but
much.
are you selling the purium, or are you like,
Yes,
oh
yes.
yeah?
So I'm now a director of Purium. And I didn't plan this. That's how the magical flow is. You really don't plan things, but I saw so many people that could benefit from it. And, part of me healing and shifting is seeing someone else shift. That that wows me on all cylinders, because there's so much. I'm a Facebook junkie, so there's so much on there, and I try to help them. But until they let go and take the step, it's not that expensive, because you're not buying food. It's $13 a day. So the benefit. Well, I'm the person that doesn't go to
So
the
this is a food supplement.
Yeah, and super aminos that cleanse everything, the blood, everything. And when I was doing it, I asked my uplead gal, I'm like, "What is that?" And there's like mucus coming out of you, and it was gross.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
I can imagine. So
TMI.
if somebody like wanted to find out more information or contact you about Purium, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Facebook. I changed my name to Cindy Grace because Gorney didn't fit anymore. Because my Akashic Record course is now the Elegance and Grace in the Akashic Records, because my deserve level and everything has changed so much. And that's what I want people to feel and to embrace, that, we go through things to understand what we once had, but now we can have it all. There are no limits.
And is Purium Purium?
Yes.
Okay. Just adding it onto the screen.
Thank you. So tell me about you.
Oh my God, I've been busy, but I just wanted to come on and like highlight all these cool things you're doing. And
Oh,
so the Purium, I know a lot of people who are watching have done like what I do, like typical parasitical cleanses, fasting. I've done like feet detox things, these gel pads that you use, and so I'll check it out. I mean, it's if things that can clear out the system, it's better for the energies to come in. More you get
yes.
more embodied. That's why we do these things like fast and all these different things, right? So
Yes.
I'll definitely I'm interested. I'll check it out, and I'm sure
Okay.
there's be people watching who might want to look at it as well. But what is this like Akashic reading, the elegance and grace templates? I mean, obviously you're embodied it because you're doing like ballroom dancing, yoga, pickleball, and stuff like that, which is living in your passions, your joy. So you're embodying the love-based reality that we are here to anchor in, which is fantastic. But tell people who are watching about this these readings you're doing.
It is. It's grace codes. It is. It's very elegant. It's very heartfelt. It's how I wow my clients. It's what they need to hear. It's part of letting go of, like, say, for example, a woman was concerned about her kids. I'm like, just wow them. And as you're wowing you're wowing them. And I just did a thing about lymphatic drainage. That's another thing in my group that I just touch here. And I've learned so much with the Purium, because it's all connected. So as you wow others, you wow your family, anybody that you're concerned about. And then I feel that I drink from this golden cup. And as you fill your golden cup, then you share it with everyone else.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So you're bringing in these templates, like these freedom templates, these empowering templates from their Akashic records, and it's consciousness to get people in the divine flow, their divine passions, which will then lead, of course, to this love-based lifestyle, right? So that's fabulous that you're doing that. So ballroom dancing, when did you get into it?
Well, I started that in Chicago 20 years ago, and I can strike up a good salsa, but here it's waltz, foxtrot. It's learning those, and there's living this magical life that I live. They have dancing with the stars in the villages, and there's a woman that's a director that I adore, and I take a technique class with her. And so it's fun. It is, it's magical to be, because it's hot here, to be, gracefully guided along the floor. And I do the West Coast swing, and I get, West Coast swing is different. So that is where I can get my creative little back kick flare thing going on. And, ballroom dancing is where the man leaves, but with West Coast swing, the woman can kind of hijack the dance, and I'm getting really confident I do that. It's a lot of fun.
Does is there like a pretty equal amount of men and women that sign up for these things, or?
Yeah, everyone just kind of shows up, and it's just a small fee. It's like $7 because there's a DJ, and there could be like a little mini lesson. So there's usually enough men, but it's summertime now, and there's not that many people here. But there's good and bad, because the dance floor is more. There's more room on the dance floor to go, and but there's a few less men, but that's okay, because I.
Well, for anybody out there who is wondering, like, I can't dance, what would you say to that?
Cancel clear. I'm not going to let you put your foot in your mouth. No, you're my friend. I got you. Yeah. You haven't embarked on that yet, but the world is full of opportunity. You could set intentions that, maybe I'm sure if a cute little woman asked you, would you dance with me? I'm sure you wouldn't say no to her.
Yeah, or a man if it's a woman who's,
right.
So it's never too late to put on the dance shoes, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Do you feel like your inner child when you're dancing?
Oh, I feel so much. I recently, it's a neighbor. I adore her dog. She's a photographer. We did a photo shoot. My dad always wanted me to be a model, so I got this cute little hat on. I had some props, and it's definitely inner child. It's just a feeling that just lights me up. When you give yourself nothing but love, and you let go of all that other stuff, how could you not be lit up on every cylinder?
That's the way to be. That is for sure. So this Purium, is it a complete, like, you stop eating and you just do this?
No, you can eat on it, and you can, if you're on any medication. So if you have heart issues, there's certain things for your heart. It's a whole kit. It even comes with a blender. So the super aminos that give you energy, build muscle, and detox. Then we plan the parasite cleanse. That's 10-day window, and you get a chart. Everything's in the whole kit, and you plan that around the full moon. There's a apothecary to drink at night. It's delicious.
Fascinating. Well, $13 a day, that's pretty cheap too. Yeah. I mean, because you're probably eating less, right?
Yes. Yeah. So today,
these days, food prices are just ridiculous. You got like.
Oh, I know, and it's not pure. It is not pure. So it takes
even in organics, it's like which organic farm made it, and like some of them are better than others, and so it's hard unless you're growing it yourself to know that it's really good.
Yeah, and then there's a pineal clear for your intuition as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I will check it out. And how have you found? I mean, obviously you're living in this love, which is great, so your energy is great. But have you noticed anything in that, like over the last 6 months, changes in the energies or?
Yes. The more the big thing is, I went to a movie theater, and it was a woman that lived in the Villages that's a medium. And my girlfriend invited me. She bought the ticket. She goes, "Get your ticket." And I was kind of miffed that she didn't get me a ticket. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm not getting a ticket. I don't want to." Yeah. So,
What movie was it?
so it's called wolfsmessage.com.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to check it out. It's a story about mediumship.
Mhm.
So then another friend asked me, Cindy, you got to go. You got to go. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then they're like, it's sold out, Cindy. You have to go. So I asked this guy, I said, you want to go with me? He said, sure, I'll go. Let me get the tickets. And I said, okay. Because, I'm all about the elegance and grace. So
Yeah.
it just kind of flows. You have to be on the flow. So we went, and the woman was on stage, and she's telling me she was, a sergeant in the Navy, and her stepdaughter got struck by lightning that was expecting. And she knew when she died that there was more to her afterlife. And then she did a reading for someone else where his name was Wolf, and he was ostracized as schizophrenic. He had, messages in his head. So she did the reading, and then because he got struck by lightning and they wanted to know more. And she's the one that taught me about the evidential mediumship, because it's the evidence that you share with your reader that lights them up, that says, this chick knows what she's doing. Like, you either connect or you don't connect. But so this was the week before Easter, and it was sold out. There was one empty seat next to me, and this woman says, well, here, hon, put your purse here if you want. And I said, okay. So as I'm watching this, and I'm just getting all these messages, when you hear a medium speak, it's like you're wowed. So my mom comes in and reaches my hand and says, oh, I've been trying to connect with you. And I said, oh, and they kind of look for the time to when it's quiet, to hold your hand. And I said, oh, Mom, I miss you so much. I was thinking about like a lamb with the garlic and everything. And she just smiled, and she said, oh, I couldn't wait to hold your hand. And then she said, I orchestrated this whole thing. So everybody that invited me, how the whole thing was planned, how that one seat was opened, that's what they can do. So I know people get very upset when there's loss of someone, but please look for the opportunity to connect with them, and look for all the messages, and open up your antennas. And I love to work with you, because there's so much more here to learn. And at the more about the movie, when Wolf passed, the parents went to see, it was near a tree, his hat was there, and they went in to visit him and brought 2 roses. Well, he could see everything, and we can all see everything if you just open up your channels. So when they went back to his apartment, was all meticulous, but there was a painting, and it was his death with the 2 roses, with the tree with the hat. So I'm lit up on all cylinders, but that's how powerful we are. We can be. You do plan your death. You can see, hear, feel, taste, smell, everything. Just how I smelled that leg of lamb. All that is inbred in us, and we just have to be open to it. And my mom, has gotten even deeper. I ask her about things, and she's like, it was about a man. And she goes, well, I go, well, Mom, and she's like, well, yeah, I did, but you didn't see it. And I'm like, what? She goes, look in his eyes. I'm like, holy shit. His eyes, just like my dad's. So when you.
So where does mediumship meet the grieving process, in your opinion? Should it be early on, in the beginning of it? Can it
That's
work?
a whole nother subject in the Akashic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of that as an add-on, but it's all intertwined, because it's coming through so strongly. They're going to need to understand it, but there's so much to share on the Akashic, because a lot of it is the healing. And that's what I want to share about, and not being negative or anything, but I needed all this. I was, my dad was an orphan and he was beat up, and it started for me when I was in the crib. So that made this sensitivity and this awareness, and that made me go to all the healings that I needed, because I had the tension in my body. But it's gone, and that's what I want to share with anyone. No matter what trauma that you've gone through, it can be healed, and you can live the life of your dreams. I am the representative of that. Because you could, walk around, or you could be like, hey.
It's a big difference. People would be surprised at how much trauma that we actually take in that we don't even remember in those like ages of a baby to 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the victim anymore. It's, what can I do with this? How can I transform my life?
Yeah, you heal your inner child, you can become your inner child, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is healed, full of adventure, which is, it's not talked about enough, honestly. Inner child rescuing, inner child healing. Anybody who's really done the embodiment has done that work, and that's a big part of living in your life of adventure and everything. And do you have any advice for people for inner child healing?
Let go of, during the reading, I see the pattern. So let go of that pattern and create a new pattern.
Yeah, you're talking about manifesting a new self, basically, and getting out of an old energy into a more vibrant, love-based version of self.
Right. And then also what's coming up is, you could think something and it can happen. So that's how it happens in a nanosecond. You can have that. I've experienced it several times. So when you clear and you heal and you just let go of all that, that's when the magic happens.
Letting go of the old self, coming into a new version, and so allowing the universe to assist you with like bringing Purium into your life and how this magic just started happening. You just let go, came into a new energy, and magically the universe brought in this opportunity not only to make you feel better, but give you the opportunity to help others feel better. And it's hard to like really get when you're like stuck in this conditioning of like lack and this conditioning of like not receiving and believing and like having to struggle and everything. But I definitely believe you can let go of that too and shift into a totally different mindset and energy, one of receiving, one of trust in the universe, and like what Cindy's talking about letting, you got to let go. You got to let go of the beliefs around struggling, the beliefs around poverty, the beliefs around all of this. Let go of it, and come into the new version, the new energy.
Right. What's coming up for me is the deep forgiveness, with my father, whatever. But actually, I've gone so much further than forgiving him, is just to understand him, because it's making him that he was wrong. He did the best he could. And just accepting and just loving and embracing him and his infant self, his inner child, when he was at the orphanage and he wasn't picked. So just loving that. And as I heal, he is passed on, but he heals as well.
Yeah.
And it heals your whole lineage, not, for myself, for my father, for my sons, for my grandchildren. It's all linear, that everyone feels this shift.
It's true. That's why as people are doing this work, people around them change, because you're healing yourself, but you're healing those around you at the same time. It's ancestral healing. It's I see it over and over and over and over. It's too obvious that because it happens to every single person I see that goes on this journey, that other people shift around them in their life, that it has to be true. There's no other way, but it can't be not true because that's exactly what happens, and that's why it's so beautiful. And it doesn't take every single person in the world to heal everything, but that's why the light workers are so amazing, and people who are going on this healing journey, because it's deep. I mean, there's ancestral stuff in one-on-one sessions. I work on people that are from like Avalon time, for an example. One recently came up, and something that so many thousands of years ago still affecting somebody's consciousness, you know? And guess
Yeah.
what? It was passed down from his father to him. And so we had to clear that was the main focus. Uh, but you see, it's the concepts of what people believe and what we're told and trained and taught. They're just simply not conscious, and not these things that we're talking about is what really needs to be talked about in schools, and taught, so that children and adults can come together in a way to look at patterns in their homes as families and units, and if parents are arguing and fighting, and just kind of like trace things back to heal them back. But right now we're going through a consciousness shift, and a lot of this stuff, um, I mean, it's coming online. People are writing books, people are teaching courses, and like with you going into the Akashic, we got a little ways to go, but I still believe in that moment that's coming, that where everything just shifts because enough of the hearts are ready to receive like a totally new reality. And the things that like you're doing right now, and other people who are letting go and coming into this dream reality where you're just like so happy. And it's beautiful that you're helping from this energetic state. One of the things that used to always drive me nuts, I used to couldn't stand it, is when people would be doing abundance workshops, and they're not abundant. They're not abundant in resources. They're not abundant in love, and I just watch it. I just be like, but you are giving, and hats off, because people are trying their best, and they're trying to break through paradigms. And so even though that maybe I disagreed with it, it's still, I applaud everybody for trying to break through these paradigms, because this reality is tough. And it takes a lot of these workshops and belief systems to break through these like old uh, abundance issues and stuff like that. But what we're finding out is this mindset and its energy, and it's shifting out of old energies and coming into new energies of self that are abundant, and to receive it seems to be what it is, and letting go and doing all the healing so that your frequency is amplifying magnetically, even attracting even more of this love base. But what I was getting at was that Cindy, she's done all this human work and journeying, and she's living the embodiment of this love-based life, super magical, super happy, and love, and happiness, and joy, and elegance. And when she's healing from a healed place and an embodied place, right? The premium is just a bonus. I didn't even know she was doing that until we got on talking today, and I'm very interested because I love detoxing myself. It's just part of my nature. And so yeah, I'm definitely going to sign up for it. But the anybody who's watching that is not in this magical life, this love-based life, will benefit from a session with Cindy, because she's embodied, she's coming from that energy, you see. And that's the difference. It would be like going to an abundance workshop with somebody who is in the energies of abundance, in love with their life, in magic with themselves, in the support of the monitoring, and letting go of the all. It's way different, because you're getting the integrated version of the abundance, and here with Cindy you're getting the integrated version of the elegance, of the integrated version of this new energy of self. And then so she likely goes through your records and finds things that are patternistic and just delete, release, and then finds things of elegance to bring in into embody. But maybe you can share about that part of it.
Yeah, and things come up for a reason. So if you're watching this, just like, okay, what can I do with this? And be kind of excited about it. Let go. A big thing is letting go of money as well. I struggled when I built here, and I thought, well, I sold my house for this amount, and I didn't want to go over that amount. And now I'm just like, okay, let it go. And that's a big thing that if you want to live the life of your dreams and you're holding yourself back, it's the money issue. So, and the more you open up that channel, I have a money corner, by the way, in a southwest corner of your house, a crystal dish with euros in there when I went to Europe and Rome. Put energy on everything and just ask for more abundance, and that creates the flow. My home is feng shui, because everything is about energy.
Beautiful. Yeah, so that's amazing. So I'm glad we were able to come on and chat about first this you and what you're up to and how you're integrated and living in this grounding in love, which is exactly what is the highest things that we can do right now to bring love-based reality through. And letting the viewers know about this new thing called premium. It's pretty fascinating. It's, in my opinion, anything that can cleanse out parasites and bring the body into a better natural energy is a good thing. That's why I'm going to order it through you. And then the your Akashic readings and what you can do for people. So you, as on the screen there, if anybody's watching this like on Instagram or YouTube, just go to Facebook, search Cindy Grace. There's probably a few of you, right? So maybe what I'll do is I'll put a
Well, it
link.
was Cindy Gorney, Gorney. And you could email me at cindysgorney@gmail.com. My website is almost complete, and it's a timely thing. And that's all the elegance and grace as well. And it's so exciting. But yeah, I can't wait till you try the beet juice, because it is delicious. It's red. It's giving yourself your deserve level. You need to drink from that golden cup because you help so many people. So as you light up, it's going to keep flowing.
I do have a golden cup, but it's copper. But yeah, no, it's great. You have this beautiful energy around you. You can't fake happiness and love, and it's exuding off you. I'm so happy for you, and I know that you're going to be able to help many people. And it's great that we were able to come on live, and thank you for sharing your time with everybody. Any final words or anything?
Just thank you, and thank you for all the energy beings around me and my home. And also I created, because I live in Florida and in a sanctuary, my clients, my Akashic students are going to be invited here to my home. Cool. So to have a little sacred long weekend with me.
Nice.
So everyone can feel and experience and give themselves everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, heck, this is the beginning of some life-changing new, so many new things coming in for you. It's just beautiful to see, and it's so nice because it's like everybody likes a happy ending, right? And you're living in your happy ending right now, and it's just like your Cinderella story, ballroom dancing coming through and everything, and I love it. So thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thanks, Cindy, for being here. Power to the heart, let there be light, and check Cindy out.
Much love.
Thanks.
Thank you.